Today, I'm going to share 20 of my absolute favorite thrift tips on how to find the best inventory and navigate the thrift store like a pro. I thrift for a living. Yes, that's a thing. And I'm about to let you in on some of my tricks of the trade, from where to look or why you shouldn't always leave damaged items behind. Whether you're a fellow reseller and you thrift to flip, or you just like the thrill of the hunt, you will learn something in this video. But before we get into it, I heard that it's good luck at the thrift store if you hit that subscribe button. So make sure to subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you never miss another video. The question I get asked the most is when and where to go. So let me answer that for you. When to go? As often as you can. Where to go? As many stores as you can. This is my first tip for a reason. I think sometimes people get discouraged when they go thrifting one time per month and don't find anything. But if you're going to a few stores a day, several times a week, you're gonna find something. There's no magical thrift stores. Thrifting, like many other hobbies, jobs, or sports, does require a little bit of skill. It's kind of like the first time you went to the gym and you could barely do a push-up, but then you practiced, and when you went back a few weeks later, you could do one, and then a few weeks later, you could do two. It's like that. So the more you go, the better you will become. Thrifting requires practice and patience. And like Malcolm Gladwell said, it takes 10,000 hours of practice to become an expert at something. So with that frequency in mind and the rest of the tips I'm going to give you in this video, you are on your way to becoming a thrifting expert. Where do I start looking? You are always going to want to start with the new racks and the carts. This is going to be the freshest inventory that hasn't yet been picked over. Thrift stores' inventory is from donations, so there's new items coming out multiple times a day, and you never know what it's going to be, which is part of the allure of thrifting in the first place. So as soon as you walk into the door, locate the new racks and the new carts. They'll look something like this. This should always be the first place you look, which will also tell you what the color of the week is just from looking at the tags. For example, this week at my Goodwill, it's purple like here. So you know that that's the newest color tag, and you can locate clusters of this color on the racks and know that it's the freshest inventory that hit the floor. Of course, this is going to vary from chain to chain, city to city, store to store, but you get the idea. This also leads me to my next tip. Learn your store's sales, discount days, and return policies. Every store is going to have some sort of sale for students, veterans, seniors, other things like that. But they're also usually going to have some sort of discount day to move out older inventory. For example, the Goodwill near me have a color of the week, and as you can see here, it tiers throughout the week until it reaches $1.99 on Saturdays. The Salvation Army near me also has a 50% off color of the week. Another chain called Out of the Closet has a $1 color of the week. And you always want to be on the mailing list. Every month, the Goodwills near me mail out a coupon for 20% off of your purchases over $30 that you can use all month. The St. Vincent de Paul sends out a 25% off coupon. Out of the Closet also has a rewards program that you get $10 off every time you spend $100. And make sure to check with your local stores to see what kind of discounts they offer so you're not missing out on any savings. And also, I know that a lot of thrift stores are final sale. Definitely the Salvation Armies near me are final sale. However, a lot of them do offer some sort of return or at least an exchange policy. The Goodwills near me offer 60-day exchanges. Yes, 60 days, 2 months. So definitely educate yourself on what your local thrift store's return policies and discount days are. Check the end caps. After hitting up the new racks and carts, check the end caps. A lot of times people are going to sort through their carts and just throw the stuff that they don't want back on the end caps. So it's kind of like somebody has done all the work for you already. I was legitimately on my way out one time and looked over and saw a Gucci sweater just chilling on the end cap. Also, while I was filming this video, it sold for $400 on Poshmark. So crazy. I think people assumed that it was fake because it has this writing all over it, but I knew that this was a collaboration that they had done before. Also, a few days ago, I found some Neely Lotan pants just on the end cap. So if you're short on time or just need a place to start, new racks, new carts, and end caps is going to be your best bet to find something quick and good. If you see something you're thinking about, put it in the cart. Please enjoy this cheesy reenactment I made my mom do with me. Also, please subscribe. I am telling you, this happens like clockwork. You see something you're considering, but you're not 100% sure, so you stand there going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and then you're like, I'll grab it on the way out. This is a huge, huge mistake. This gives other shoppers plenty of time for the opportunity to grab it. Because trust me, by the time you remember you wanted it, and you go back to look for it and flip through every piece of clothing on the rack like 20 times, and then you do that again and again like a crazy person because you swore you left it there, and then you realize it's gone and it's inevitable you're going to see it in somebody else's cart. Always throw it in your cart, even if you're only like 5% sure that you want it, because usually there's not going to be multiple items of the same thing at the thrift store. I mean, sometimes there will be, but usually not, so if you snooze, you lose. Put it in the cart. Bring a charger. This is pretty self-explanatory, but there's been so many times where I've been at the thrift store much longer than I anticipated. I mean, basically every time, because you're just finding so much good stuff and you need to do some Googling or some research or call your husband and tell him about everything that you found. But you only have 2% left on your phone, so you gotta be prepared because the thrift store ain't gonna hold anything for you. Typically, the electronics section is gonna have plugs so you can test things, so I'll usually camp out over there while I'm making my decisions. I also recommend, if you're a very serious thrifter, getting a portable charger so you can still walk around and shop while your phone's charging. Take an allergy pill. I don't know about you, but my allergies are off the chain and I'm actually pretty allergic to dust. And thrift stores are full of unwashed, old, donated items, and there is just a lot of dust. Take an allergy pill or at least have some with you in case you start sneezing. It will make for a much more enjoyable experience if you are allergy prone like me. Don't be afraid to ask for discounts. Listen, if you're serious about thrifting, then chances are that you're going to be going to the same stores over and over. So learning the employees' names to me is such an easy way to be friendly. And if you're friendly, they might be more likely to issue some sort of discount if you find a flaw or an item has been sitting for a while. Thrift stores really need to move inventory quickly to make room for more donations and to make money to fund their causes. In my experience, it's pretty rare that you're going to get a discount other than what they already offer at big chains like Goodwill, but I have had luck at Salvation Army and some of the smaller chains. For example, a few weeks ago, I found something and I went up to the cashier and I was like, "Hey, Joe, how you doing?" And he was like, "Good, how are you?" And I said, "I'm great. I'm going to get the frequent shopper discount today, right?" And he was like, "Sure you are," and gave me 10% off. So all you gotta do is ask, and the worst they can say is no. Thrift karma. Like my last tip, if you're a serious thrifter, then you're gonna be going to the same stores, but you're also going to be seeing a lot of the same people. I urge you to at least give compliments when someone gets a good score. This is good thrift karma, and the thrift gods will thank you. Some of my best stuff has come from other thrifters that I just see out all the time, coming up to me and saying, "Hey, I found this thing. You might like it better. Or I decided to not get this. Do you want it?" And I mean, a thrift friend gave me Prada, y'all. Or you can just bring your dog. That is a great way to start conversations because if I see a dog, I'm saying hi. In fact, that's exactly how I started talking to the woman who gave me Prada. I said hi to her dog, then we got started talking, then I started seeing her all the time and we became friends, and then boom, Prada, y'all. And if you see something on the ground, pick it up. Not only is it the nice and respectful thing to do, but you never know, it could be something that you end up wanting or it could be worth something. The other day, I went to pick this item up off the ground and it actually ended up being a Zarina shirt. And I bought it for my reselling business and it sold in like a week for $100 on Poshmark. Pick it up. Tags and Google Lens. You can tell a lot from a tag. You need to learn to read and interpret tags. From the brand tag, to the material content, to the style number, to the RN number. Let's take a look at a few examples. You can tell that this tag has really crooked stitching, which is probably a dead giveaway that it's garbage. This tag is paper thin, also probably garbage. Now let's take a look at a few nicer tags. This tag is on canvas and it says 100% cashmere, so those are both really good sign. Canvas takes money to print. This tag is metal and it's sewn in, which also cost money to make. These are just a few ways to spot quality quickly. Also, if you look at the material tag, sometimes there will be a style number that you can easily look up and see what that exact item is and how much it retails for. Like this Vince piece. Let's Google the style number and see what pops up. There it is. Or if the brand tag is missing, you can Google the RN number to find out what the brand is. This RN number 66170, you can see here it's Anthropologie, Urban Outfitters, Free People. And if all of that just seems like too much, then you're going to want to use Google Lens. Google Lens is my best friend when I'm at the thrift store. All you have to do is just take a picture of the item, like here, and Google's going to pull up, if not the exact item, a lot of items that are similar, so then you can judge from there if it's something that you want to purchase or not. This tool is especially useful for resellers. Thrifting uniform. Wear something that you can try clothes on over. Since COVID, a lot of the thrift stores have removed the dressing rooms, and to be honest, the dressing rooms out here were pretty horrendous anyhow. There was like more clothes in there than there was on the floor. So if you're shopping for clothes for yourself, you're going to want to wear something like leggings or biker shorts and a fitted tank. And if you're not comfortable in tight clothing, I'm not most of the time, then wear that and then just throw something on over it so it's easier to just take that off, try on the thing, and then put your clothes back on. No measurements. You don't need to memorize all of your own measurements, but let's say if you have a favorite pair of jeans, do a couple quick measurements on the waist, the rise, which is typically from like the crotch area to the top of the jeans, and then the inseam, and just make a little note in your phone. So while you're out thrifting, if you see a pair of jeans and you're not wearing biker shorts or something to try them on, at least you can do some measurements to see if it's going to fit you. You can also do this with decor. So if you have a wall that you're looking to put a piece of art on, I swear to God, I had a note in my phone of this exact piece. I have no idea how this happened, but I ended up finding it at Goodwill, and now it's on my wall and it fits perfectly. It's crazy. Light bulbs. If you come across a lamp that you like and there's no light bulbs, go to the counter and ask for one. They usually keep them back there. I'm not sure when or why or how I learned this, but I did a while ago, and so I always ask, and see, bingo, it works. Gifts. This has become one of my favorite things to do, and I almost exclusively thrift for gifts now. Number one, you're going to get a way better deal than you would retail. And number two, you just have to put a little bit more time and thought into what you're getting. So that kind of makes it a little bit more special, in my opinion at least. My mom's birthday was recently and she loves that Johnny Was boho style, so I got her this really cute top, and I found a cookbook because we've been on this little health kick. I also thrifted my husband this insane British phone booth bar. Like, who donates this? It's super expensive, brand new, but I got it for only like $200 at Salvation Army. And I recently thrifted one of my best friends this Taylor Swift fashion book because she loves Taylor Swift and she absolutely loved the gift. And there's so many good knickknacks, cookbooks, baby toys, kids' clothes, all kinds of stuff. So next time you need a gift, keep this in mind. Vacation and occasion items. A few years ago, my husband and I went to Alaska for our birth-anniversary week. It's my birthday and our anniversary in the same week, so we usually do a little trip every year. And since I live in Los Angeles, it's very rare that I encounter sub-zero temperatures here. So what did I do? I went to the thrift store and I thrifted a big puffer coat and some ski boots and all this warm clothing because ski stuff is expensive, y'all. I would also urge you, if you can, to donate those items back to a thrift store in the location that you're visiting because they're probably going to have a lot more use for them than you would. And it's a lot less to carry home. The same is going to go for occasion wear like bachelorette parties, weddings, graduation parties, Halloween costumes. You don't want to break the bank for something that you're only going to be seen in for a few hours. And then the same thing, you can always redonate it so somebody else can wear it. And then you don't have to see it hanging in your closet for the next 17 years. Get the weird. This kind of goes without saying, but thrift stores are a beacon for the weird, unique, funky finds. Don't get something that you can get at Target or a big box store. I mean, unless it's a lot cheaper, of course. Get the stuff that you're not gonna find anywhere else. The funky dress, the weird side table, the things that will make people want to shop at your estate sale someday and say, damn, she seemed cool. That's the stuff that you want to thrift for. Not everything has to be used for its intended purpose either. You can use the old sheets for fabric, you can upcycle a piece of furniture to make it look fancy, you can cut the jeans to make shorts. Just think outside the box a little. Go through your cart. Refer back to rule number 4 where I said to put it in the cart. Well, now it's time to sort that cart. This can be pretty tedious, but it is so important to go through it and make sure that you're not going to the checkout with eyes that are bigger than your stomach. You need to make sure that you're only getting items that you 100% need and want. And then you are also going to want to check for flaws. This is a subjective task because what's going to be worth fixing is completely up to you. Some things will be worth it and some things will not. Let's take a look at a few. For example, cracking on faux leather is always going to be a no, but pilling is very easy to fix with a sweater shaver like this. And the last thing you're going to want to do when going through your cart is to be respectful. Once I've sorted through the cart, I always put the hangers back and then I put the items I don't want on the go back rack. I also usually try to have my items folded up so it's easier for the cashiers to scan. It makes for a faster checkout experience. It doesn't keep other customers waiting. And I think it's really nice to just make other people's lives easier when you can. It's okay to leave empty-handed. Just because it's cheap does not mean that you have to buy it. I'll often just wander around the thrift stores to see what kind of items are getting donated, or to look for inspiration for an event outfit, or a home decor project, or to just research a little bit for my reselling business, and that's totally okay. It is more than fine to just leave empty-handed. Don't feel like you have to pick something up just because it's cheap. But if, like me, you too are a cheapskate, then you might like some of these videos where I got super cheap outfits at the thrift. I'll see you next time.